Open the door.
I can't wait to come out of the closet to my son. Did you guys see the new trailer for the Avengers movie? They're still trying to work out the kinks of Black Comic-Con. My spidey sense tells me he's slinging more than webs at this throwdown. I just hope the Daily Bugle doesn't get any shots of this. Those crime fighters were probably in the area anyways. All right, it seems the Earth's yellow sun turned Superman into a super freak. After a couple of weeks, the Fortress of Solitude starts to get to you. Is he filling it with air or semen? But he also has a chunk of kryptonite shoved up his pooper. Started with ugly women being on television, now here we are. Fat superheroes. Thank you, Obama. Soup's not the only kinky member of the Justice League. Batman gets off on being treated like a baby.
Holy stink bombs! Does Batman have to go potty?
Clean my butt cave, Robin.
Somebody's got an upset tummy.
It's what's in my diaper that defines me.
Must be an orphan thing. Nothing makes your spidey senses tingle like being in Central America. English only! Sorry. It's not the real Spider-Man. Stolen valor. Oh, okay, well, that's pretty cool. For 20, he'll give you one of those cool upside-down blowjobs. A Mexican Spider-Man. Now I've seen everything. Pointy boots. That's gotta hurt your wall climbing. Guy shoots hot sauce, mild, medium. You want fire? Well, you gotta go around back. That's diarrhea. What's the weirdest thing you've ever done in your hotel room? What's that slapping sound? Spidey's hands stick to everything, so his masturbation game had to adapt. And check out those special dark chocolate nips. He'd shove it up before wearing spandex, I get it. The guy has no parents, give him a break. You know, people forget Spider-Man is a teenager who's still discovering his body. You'll never believe who he's sharing a room with.
Housekeeping. Just kidding. It's your arch nemesis. They didn't have the Daily Bugle, so I got you USA Today, and I made you a waffle. You better leave a tip for the cleaning lady.
When you're on the Comic-Con circuit, rooms fill up quick.
No, no. No, mira lo que va a hacer.
That might actually be Tobey Maguire. It's been a slow few years for him. Now, let's see if with great videos come great breakdowns. Welcome to Argentina, Colombia's slightly safer Coke buddy. Nothing says mom and dad don't have their act together like a few birthday balloons taped to the living room wall. Is there no Chucky Queso over there? In fairness, when have you ever seen an actual spider do a standing backflip? On some level, I think he did it on purpose. He still carries so much guilt for Uncle Ben. By the time he comes to, they'll have rebooted that franchise a dozen more times. Save him a slice of gross birthday flan. It might be the only thing he can swallow for a while. Maybe he's just enjoying the cool Spanish tile against his sweaty spandex. Hey, back off. The birthday boy gets to poke the dead body first. Remember, kids, meeting your heroes only leads to disappointment. Learned that the hard way after Gigi Hadid forced herself on me. And for that, we thank you. Just because you wear a superhero costume doesn't mean you get their powers. First Black Mamba, then Black Panther, and now Black Spiderman? 2020 can go f itself. At least he's not flashing his girthy dick all over the gram like Captain America. He represents the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man years. And the costume is black, but I know a white Spider-Man when I see one. That looks serious. Thank goodness my wife Karen and I were at the park that day and called 911.
911, what's your emergency?
There's a group of rioters beating up a superhero at an illegal barbecue. Yes, they happen to be black. They have taken over a gazebo, and I don't feel safe.
Ask if they can bring napkins. We forgot napkins.
I doubt they paid Marvel the licensing fees to use his likeness. It's all very offensive.
Send all units. White Karen is actually Black Spider-Man's arch enemy. Time for another I'm better than you, Nana Booboo, stick your head in doo-doo. Was 7 men going through one flaming hoop 4.5 times. Nana Booboo. We did have a couple practice runs that didn't go so smoothly. Thanks to our weakest link, Dr. Jim.
What's up guys, Spidergirl here. I have not been on a climb for I don't know how long now. Let's get on with it.
Hey Daniel.
Hey, Imodium, what are you doing up here?
It's Imogen, and I climb buildings. What are you doing up here?
I like to come up here when I'm thinking about killing myself. Imogen?
Yeah, Imogen.
Are you named after a dragon?
No.
How old are you, may I ask?
20.
Okay. What is your origin story?
So it was kind of, my brother does like parkour and stuff, so he started doing the roof-topping stuff first, and like took me with him a couple of times.
You actually call it roof-topping?
Roof-topping, or urban exploration.
Urban exploration. Where are you from?
I'm from London.
What about the chimney sweeps? Aren't they always up on top of your roofs dancing over there?
No.
No? That's not a thing?
No.
Ah.
Nice reference.
That's all I had. How's Brexit going? Everything you'd hoped?
Nothing's really changed yet.
Were you disappointed?
I voted Remain, so.
I voted for Hillary. Not a whole lot's changed here, except for everything. Now, had you ever heard of me before the phone call?
No.
Not one bit. Man, you guys are missing out, because, oh, boy, does my comedy translate well. Are you trying to shatter the glass ceiling, or just crawl around on top of it? Are you afraid of spiders?
A little bit.
You don't like them?
Spiders are creepy.
Agreed. Now, have you ever gotten hurt?
No, like just bruises, scratches.
Do you have good balance?
Not really.
No. How does that work out for you?
Yeah, I don't know, like really clumsy, but
Have you ever tripped while you were up on top of a rooftop?
Yeah, I have.
You have?
I was kind of like running across and they have like these wires on the top and I didn't see it, so I kind of just face planted.
But not off the edge?
No.
Never had any close calls on the edge?
Not really, no.
Can you do a pull-up?
I can't.
You can't do a pull-up. That's what I want to hear when you're up on top of a crane, is that you couldn't, if you did fall, do a single pull-up to save your life. Who's filming you?
It's usually my boyfriend.
Do you think that he's hoping for that ultimate video?
I don't know.
You think he'd keep filming?
That thought has crossed my mind.
I mean, I sure hope so. There's nothing worse than when something goes wrong and the cameraman shuts the camera off. Even if you drop it, let us hear the sounds. That one where you kind of got caught.
So Marcus got seen flying the drone. They literally, I don't know how I got out.
I was still over the edge, so that they couldn't see me, so they came up the stairs, but couldn't see me across. And only saw my boyfriend flying the drone. And then I kind of like snuck around to the side and like managed to get out.
Would you take the elevator down?
Yeah, I just like walked out the front.
That's like very Ocean's 11 of you. Then he called you and said, hey, I got caught, you have to come back?
I've left. Where are you? Well, then yeah, I'll definitely come.
So they were threatening to call the police.
Say tough shit, every man for himself.
No, I couldn't do that.
Oh, I think he was setting you up. I would have been like, wrong number. Is it illegal?
Not exactly.
I assume if it's like under construction, you're...
Yeah, it's trespass, but it's not criminal.
But you do this usually really late at night.
Yeah, so the best time is like in the evenings between, I don't know, 11 and 3 a.m. in the morning.
That's when all the drunks are out.
Yeah.
And the pedophiles. Do you guys say pedophiles or pedophiles?
Pedophile.
Pedophile. That sounds so much cuter. Isn't it weird that we gave them a cute name when they're just such animals? I don't know, it just sounds like such a cute little word. Do you have a death wish?
No.
How would you kill yourself if that were on the table?
I wouldn't.
Well, of course you wouldn't. Well, I mean, everyone says that until you're faced with like a few bad days in a row. It only takes about 4 bad days in a row before the mind starts doing some twisted things.
Yeah.
I think about killing myself almost every day. Like how I would do it, what I would do. Do you ever, when you're standing up there, have to step back off the ledge because in your mind you're telling yourself, just go ahead, just jump?
I've never had that, but I've heard of people having that.
That's me. Like I literally have to walk back, but I'm like, what am I doing? Your parents, do they encourage this behavior of yours?
Not at all. They didn't used to know that I did it, and then they found out and they weren't happy about it at all.
I mean, I think it's right up there with finding out your child does pornography. Let's go back to the death thing, because I don't know why it fascinates me. What if your boyfriend died filming you? Would you keep climbing, or would you stop?
I would stop, but I don't even want to think about it.
That's not what he would want. He would want you to keep climbing.
I don't think so.
Maybe like every year on the anniversary of his fall, you go back up there. Oh, this is getting exciting. This is romantic. Well, thanks for being a good listener, Imogen. You almost talked me down. Goodbye, cruel world.
You're not going to jump, are you?
Oh, no. That would be way too showboaty. I will be taking the girls' way out.
Don't do this.
All famous comedians die at 42. George Carlin, George Burns, George Lopez. My only regret is that I never saw an episode of The Wire.
But these are just vitamins.
Vitamins. We call them vitamins. It's vitamin B. It's good for my hairline. You know how hard it is to kill yourself with that stuff? I took 3. That's 1,000% more than the recommended daily value.
With no actual power comes no real responsibility. I hope things work out for you, Daniel.